Howdy everyone, it's me once again, the one and only Killer Rodan. And today, as you can see, I'm still continuing my Disney movie marathon. Whether I'm talking about the movies, theme parks, or whatever I guess you can say. So I just came across this one article here. So I just figured I'd talk about it for a moment. And it seems like a good idea to do so, of course. So yeah, that's the primary focus here. Did Frozen really become more, well, Frozen 2, become more relevant during the pandemic? According to these songwriters, two of them to be more exact, I guess had something to say about this kind of a thing because they consider the relationship between it and the events of 2020, including the pandemic itself, of course. So yeah, obviously this was of course this article was released a while ago, of course. So if anything, I'm going by what they said, folks, for this kind of a thing. But anyway, yeah, according to these two songwriters, of course, had to weigh in the film's relevancy during the pandemic. The sequel, which was released in 2019, pretty much really attempting to expand the story that was set up in the first Frozen film, even though the film wasn't really intended to have a sequel. But here we are, I guess you can say. So yeah, the article goes into the whole thing with the music from the original film and whatnot, and the way the songs are written. And of course, there were some returning characters, and you can see new characters, of course. And yes, the film does attempt to go deeper into the whole, I guess you would say, the storyline of the first movie, which the article does bring up both films, and by exploring Elsa's powers and the death of their parents and whatnot. So yeah, that's brought up here, folks, of course. So okay, that's mentioned here. So yeah, just going continuing what the article was saying is that yeah, even though there was no way to know at the time that Frozen 2 would be one of the last major films to be released and whatnot in the United States in a certain time period, I guess you would say. Yes, of course, no one knew that this was going to happen really. Well, at least not to the extent, I guess. Only a few months later, the theaters around the country began to close the doors because of the pandemic. In March, near the start of the outbreak, Disney had used Frozen 2 as a way to cheer people up. Yeah, I guess even though this second movie can be considered as a darker film in some ways, okay, in a lot of ways, I guess. But anyway, yeah, unfortunately, yes, there were a lot of people that were affected by the coronavirus. And yeah, the company they did decide to drop this film onto Disney Plus 3 months earlier than expected, which yes, that did happen, of course. And yeah, of course, obviously a lot of people were rooting for this kind of a thing, and of course, gave a lot of people some sort of distraction, at least for a little while, I suppose. So yeah, the thing is that during an episode of ABC Audio Inside Frozen 2 podcast, yeah, the two individuals revisit the film a year after its release. Specifically, the songwriters team discussed Frozen 2's surprising relevancy during the pandemic. And yeah, I guess it was called the Frozen 2's main strength, going to explain that. And individuals think that the themes that they touch upon are somehow applicable to a society that is going through maybe the most change that society has gone through in 100 years, referring to the enchanted forest in the film. Antonio used that to apply to, I guess, real life in society, I guess. So yeah, and the songs that brought up, that keep being brought up over and over again, of which of course is Into the Unknown and Show Yourself, which was brought up here, of course, in the article showed, folks, because one of the individuals mentioned that this is definitely a strength, of course, when it comes to that people will show themselves through times of adversity, the strength that people didn't think they had originally. So yeah, I got put together. I guess you can say. I guess somehow there's a common theme from the film, the movie, to what's going on like right now. I guess and whatnot. Even though nowadays a lot of stuff can be not so restricted as before. Yeah, but the thing is that a lot of people are losing their jobs nowadays. Unfortunately, yeah, unfortunately, there's like a lot of layoffs, people getting fired due to some sort of recession or whatever. And but that's not what the article is saying. I'm just throwing it out there, folks. A little bit of news right there. Unfortunately, there's people losing little jobs as of late. But anyway, but yeah, okay. That's how they feel about this movie. All right. Of course, this movie nobody could have predicted that this movie would be such a big success. Of course, yeah. There's the whole idea with sisterly bond, which of course is pretty consistent with the first film, of course. So that's not much of a stretch. Obviously, that's gonna be explored even further here. But alright, folks, I guess there's not really much else I can say, really. This kind of gives me an excuse to talk about Frozen 2 again. But I just thought this would be a good opportunity to bring up this specific thing here. But like, oh, okay, that's what you think. That's how you felt. Sure. Anyway, folks, yeah, that'll be for now. There's really not much else I can say for the time being. Just as always, thanks for watching and take care. Until next time, see ya. Oh yeah, later.